Oh, this is awesome. They're gonna have fun with the animation. 2099, Miguel. Bro. That's gonna be awesome. Okay. Part 1. Hello, Spider-Man fans. Thanks so much for clicking on this video. My name is Chris. We just got our first teaser trailer for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse titled Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. Lengthy ass title, I know, but damn, us Spider-Man fans are just winning lately. So what I'm going to do here for you guys is breaking down the first footage of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, giving you my reaction, pointing out Easter eggs you might have missed, talking about some details that we've learned about the film, but I'm going to need your guys' opinions down below. Are you excited for this sequel for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse? Are you happy that they're going to make it into 2 separate parts? And since they didn't reveal a lot, which Spider people do you want showing up? Alright, so this footage came out because there's a Brazilian Comic-Con going on right now, and Sony decided to have a panel there where they were showing some of their upcoming movies, and while they gave us this glorious photo to look at of the villains of Spider-Man No Way Home just casually sitting next to each other, they also gave us this teaser here. Now for the first half of it, it's just a clip reintroducing the characters and showing a little bit of the setup on what will be going down in this movie, and then the second half is all nothing but teasing you on what you can expect, and there's definitely already some hints in here of the Spider people involved with this movie, but first I want to go ahead and fill you in on some information that the directors and cast members involved with this movie have just recently revealed along with this trailer. One, although the footage appears to be taking place immediately after the first movie, this movie actually takes place about a year or 2 later or sometime after, and I kind of figured that because Miles looks a little older here. I don't know if it was just me, but Miles doesn't seem to be the same age he was in the first movie. Lord and Miller, the producers involved with the movie, had this to say about what Miles has been up to. He says he's been trying to step into big shoes, realizing it's not so easy to juggle family, growing as a spider person, and that it's lonely hiding the truth about yourself from other people you love. And I do like how we can kind of see the movie is going to be referencing that in a meta way. If you pause it at this moment in the trailer, we get a little comic book cover of what's actually been going on in Miles' life here, where it says, "Save the multiverse, now what?" Previewing to us the new costume he was wearing in this movie, because his costume is altered from the way it looked in the previous film. We get better shots of that in a sec. And then we get Gwen Stacy, of course, looking down at Miles through this portal that I'm assuming is their gateway to all these other Spider-Verse places. One of the things you might catch in the background whenever Gwen steps in is a frame photo of Miles and his uncle Aaron, who was the Prowler in the first movie. Unfortunately, since he did die in that film, it doesn't look like he'd come back in here unless they get an alternate version from a different universe. From there, when Miles is going to clean up his room, being a little embarrassed that Gwen is in there, we get our first hint to one of the Spider people that will be involved in this movie that's pretty much already confirmed. The first hint is this Megazord on Miles' nightstand, along with these colorful action figures that Miles Morales has that all are pointing to little Easter eggs of the Power Rangers, where the Power Rangers also had their own Megazord. And what other Spider person in the Spider Universe has a Megazord? Japanese Spider-Man. That has already been one of the Spider people that's been semi-confirmed by the people involved in this movie, that we will see Japanese Spider-Man in this movie. And for those of you who don't know, this was the Spider-Man created for Japanese audiences that is wildly different than the Peter Parker we know, because like I said, this guy has a Megazord. He's also used guns before. Really has just become a meme, but I think it'll be exciting to see him part of the movie. From there, after Spider-Gwen convinces Miles that he needs to come with her, that's where we start seeing glimpses of Miles Morales' new suit that seems to be lacking any sort of webbing, and man, that makes me kind of sad. He might still have webbing in some of the later designs, but here it looks like it's just going to be a pure black suit with red touches. I've always been a fan of webbing on a Spider-Man suit, but either way, it still looks close enough to the iconic Miles Morales suit that I don't mind it. But aside from that, we get an idea of why it's called Across the Spider-Verse is because instead of Spider people coming into Miles' world, Miles will be going to a bunch of different worlds belonging to different Spider people. We had Lord and Miller comment on the title of the movie saying, "Well, we're just getting started. In the first look, you get just a taste of what we're going for. Every dimension looks and feels radically different from all the others. They all look like they were drawn by different artists." And honestly, as a fan of animation, I'm loving what they're doing here with changing up the style with every world they go into. Right off the bat, we go into one that seems a lot more sketched, and you can already see Miles fit the design of this world. Now, it was a little difficult trying to uncover exactly whose world this belongs to, since we only get quick glimpses of it, and I thought that these letters were of Asian descent, but after using Google Translate a little bit, it looks like this is Indian language, and there is a Spider-Person in the Spider-Man universe that is of Indian descent, Spider-Man India, that goes by Pavadir Prabhakar. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. So it looks like he might be someone that is thrown into the movie. Heck, this could be him right here up in the right corner, or it just could be one of those situations where we pop into this world for 5 seconds and then we leave it immediately. Immediately from there though, we do see Miguel O'Hara, that is Spider-Man 2099, who we saw in the end credits of the first Spider-Verse movie, popping in to grab Miles, quickly seeing his multiverse device on his wrist where it has the numbers 928, probably meaning that they're in universe 928 or about to travel to universe 928, where this universe looks way more futuristic. Even get a quick glimpse of Miguel O'Hara using his version of spiderwebs that almost look like Darkseid's laser beams. I believe that's slightly new for the character. Usually he does have pretty normal web shooters, but I'm okay with this change. As for the writing here, it says por favor siga el límite, which translates to please follow the speed limit. Miguel O'Hara is a Hispanic character, so we could assume this is most likely his world. It is futuristic enough to fall in line with him, and since this movie is about the Spider-Verse and anything can happen, and I know some people will even want Miles to travel into Spider-Man from Tom Holland's world or Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield, we did go ahead and have them comment about that, where they were asked, is there a chance Miles Morales can be in Spider-Man No Way Home? And they had this to say, we've seen No Way Home, so we would be very surprised if Miles showed up. But everyone is part of the Spider-Verse. They obviously have a plan here, and whatever they're going to do in the second part here, where I can imagine maybe this movie ends with Miles getting lost in the Spider-Verse, and the second movie is him trying to get back home, or more than not, every single version of Spider-Man ever created into one movie. That's what I think they would do for the next one. The last thing I'll say about this, even though I'm super excited to see all the different worlds of the Spider People, I kind of hope we revisit some of the worlds of the Spider People that we met in the first movie. Like, it'd be great to go into Spider-Ham's world and see all the animal-like people that come to life there. Spider-Man Noir's world would be awesome just for the artistic value, but Peter B. Parker, I want to know the man has a happy life and he got back together with MJ. Heck, they could even introduce his daughter, May Parker, who is a Spider-Person in the Spider-Universe. But I'm going to leave it off to you guys. What did you think of this teaser trailer for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse? Give me your thoughts and theories and what you can make out from this footage. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.